What up, my best buds? You know, you know me. It's late, but I'm still good. Shit. Okay, here we go. I don't know if anybody is going to join this live, but I definitely wanted to get on here to talk about the death of Nipsey Hussle. Now, I really didn't listen to his music or anything like that. I did remember seeing him like for a very long time, like as a kid on TV. Like I think we're the same age. We're both 33. And I remember when I first saw him, I'm like, damn, he looked like Snoop Dogg. But I don't know why I thought he was like he would have been like in his 40s by now. I don't know, maybe because he was out like back in the day. Never listened to his music, but lately 92Q have been playing it on the radio for the last couple of days ever since he's passed. And that's crazy. Radio stations, they get to kind of profit off of people's deaths when they play their music, when the whole time it should have been in rotation. So I feel like, a lot of people want to point fingers at different things and different people or whatever, when first of all, things like this happen in our community every day. It shouldn't take for a celebrity like Nipsey Hussle for these things to be actually like cared for people to actually be like, okay, now we need to get out into the community and do something or make some changes. Then there's so many theories behind why Nipsey Hussle died or how he got shot or who shot him or whatever, that I don't know, I just came to kind of give my opinion. Now I do not have any hardcore facts. I've been just listening to a lot of things and just judging, like I came up with my own opinion. So don't hold me like, oh, well, she said this, that, or the other. Now, this is my personal opinion. There were two different stories that came out of how or why he died. First was the gang related story, and I wanted to speak on that. Now, I know that Nipsey Hussle was a gang member for the Blue Bloods. Sorry, what the fuck am I talking about? I'm thinking about True Blood. Um, what the fuck? So yeah, he was a gang member for the Crips. Okay, and I figured that we don't know about each and every individual beef that a gang member has or that a celebrity has, and or if they're in the gang, what happens behind the scenes. But I'm pretty sure that if he had all this beef or whatever with other people in gangs, then I'm pretty sure before today we would have heard about it. You know what I'm saying? Or before today, something, or before the day that he was shot, things would have been came to a head. You know what I'm saying? So it makes sense to say that some of the current events that was happening in Nipsey Hussle's life did, in fact, um, cause his death. This guy has been, if he's been doing all of this stuff, running a marathon store, employing people, helping people in the community, then why now would it take for someone and murdered in cold blood and kicked in the head? Why, why would coincidentally on March 31st, 2019, he choose before, like a day before, Nipsey Hussle had a meeting with the FBI, so they could discuss how to decrease the crime and gang violence in the communities and stuff like that. Why would it happen the day before? Okay, now this kind of pushes me over to the conspiracy side of things. Now, it happened on March 31st, which, if you spell it out, is 331. Nipsey Hussle was 33 years old. Now, the next day was April Fool's Day, which was 4/1, 2019. Now, April Fool's Day in the etymology dictionary stems from Germany and France, and basically it's sending people on false missions hoaxes and stuff like that. Now, because of the fact that there are two stories, or two reasons why Nipsey Hussle could have been murdered. Number one, gang violence, and number two, or jealousy, gang violence, black on black crime, and number two, this conspiracy with him doing this Dr. Sebi um, video. It kind of leads me to say that adding, kind of factoring in, or at least considering the fact that some type of conspiracy could have happened due to his death, or well, not the conspiracy could have happened, but his death could have resulted in the conspiracy. So April 1st, everyone has their own opinion. They're all over the internet. They're all on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, coming up with their own theories because of whatever information they've gathered as of why Nipsey Hussle was murdered. Okay, so no one really knew the whole hardcore facts, which means that they were coming up with their own opinions, and could have been looked at as fools. Some people who felt this way could have been looking at the other population with their opinion. Oh, these are fools, and then vice versa. Or moreover, the person that did it, the people who know about what's going on, could have been looking at everybody as fools. April Fools, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like a slap in the face to us. Now, what we need to pay close attention to is, I've heard that there was someone around Nipsey Hussle at the time of the shooting that was saying that this guy, Eric Holder, came up to him and Nipsey told him to leave and all of that. Now, for what I saw, once the video aired, that the guy walked up and he walked straight up personally close to Nipsey and he shot him and the other two people that was around. Now, I don't know if the statement came from one of the people that were around Nipsey at the time who was shot but did not perish, that gave the statement that the guy came up to him, said whatever, whatever, and then the guy went off and came back and shot up Nipsey. But who was that made that statement? Was he a victim as well? And how did he get that close to know that was the words that was being exchanged, for this guy to come back and do what he did? Now, there are rumors that says that this guy, Eric Holder, is an informant for the FBI, for the police, or whatever. Now, to me, if I've been in a situation where I've walked in a store. Now, I live in Baltimore, Maryland. Baltimore, Maryland is like a war zone. One time I was going to a corner store. It was a white car parked, and it was a regular, it was a busy street. Bel Air Road is a busy street. It's a main street. You know what I'm saying? It was a white car parked right in front of the corner store. And me and my friend was going in the corner store. I think I was in my teens, so I was like probably like 17, 19. We were going in the corner store, and at the simultaneously, we just heard something like pop, 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 pop. Now, I thought that somebody was next door. Maybe it was a fight going on because it was a clothing store next door, and the racks of clothes was like pushed over or whatever, pop, pop, pop. The racks are pushing over on each other. But no, this guy actually came up to the store, shot the store owner and whoever else was in the store, and got in his car, and he got the fuck away. Now, I saw everything. I saw the guy come out the store with his gun, put it back in his pocket. The guy that was shot on the ground, he had so much blood, like coming, it was pouring in his Timberland boot. And I'm like, are you okay? Like, I didn't even know what to say to him. The store owner was dead. Okay, now, I was a witness to that. Did I give a police statement? Hell to the no, because my first thought was to get the fuck up out of there or whatever. Now, being as though it was broad daylight, the guy had a white car. It was on Bel Air Road, a busy road. I'm not going to sit up here and say that these things don't happen because I witnessed it myself in broad daylight on a busy street. Now, this guy, I'm pretty sure wasn't a celebrity. He was just a store owner, but I'm pretty sure to be a store owner on Bel Air Road, that were looking for that ass. I don't know what you could have did or whatever that made somebody come. It could have been jealousy, like they're all saying. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is that this this shit happened, broad daylight, witnesses out, um, and he did not get like this guy did not get away. Like he, whatever, whatever caused him to kill this guy in broad daylight like that was rage. Whatever feeling he was on or whatever was like amplified. If it was jealousy, it was like amplified. If it was anger because of something, it was amplified for him to have to pull a move like that in broad daylight. Now, in my city, Baltimore, Maryland, people kill each other every day. You know what I'm saying? Um, and especially when you try to make it, people kill each other every day, and it's not even when you try to make it. It's like a game. People kill each other just for the shooting fun of it. I've actually had somebody tell me that shit. All right. Now, in Nipsey Hussle's case, he is a celebrity who came to the hood to do something for his hood, do something for the people in the hood, and for his legacy. Now, this store was, you know, in his hood for years. He had the store up and running. It wasn't in contrast to the store owner that was on Bel Air Road. He just opened his store. He was there for a hot second, okay, before this happened. I don't even think he was there for like 4 months before this happened. Nipsey's store was sitting there for years. I don't know if he had security running his store or what, but he had that corner on lock. Okay. Now, if someone was to come up to the corner, knowing that, or the plaza where he had the store, knowing this is a staple that Nipsey Hussle, he works out of himself. He's always there. I'm pretty sure he has some type of security or people looking out for this type of shit. I'm pretty sure he just did not think that he could open up his shop and nothing like this would happen. So my point is, why didn't it been happen? If this was something that was out of jealousy or out of rage, and even though he said something to somebody that made them instantaneously did that shop or whatever the shit was about was there the whole time. It was there for years and years. Why didn't anyone do anything before that? Not only that, okay, how was it that this guy was able to come into an area like that with a celebrity who has a store, that is in a gang, and clearly take his life, shoot him in the head? I mean, kick him in the head. Like, he had time to come back, kick him in the head after he shot him, and shoot him again. Like, he ran back and forth a couple times. And not only that, why did he shoot and kill and make sure to kill Nipsey Hussle, but the other two guys' lives were not as, they were like, okay, we don't need you to die. We just need you to get shot. Was this staged to make it look like, it was for everybody out there, but it was really for Nipsey? Why isn't anyone looking at it that way? You can't really rule out things that are not common. Just because it doesn't spell black on black crime or gang violence, don't rule it out. Look a little deeper, ask questions. You know what I'm saying? This is just like if someone personally, including yourself, standing around, put yourself in that predicament in order to create the story, because you can't believe everything someone tells you. Now, I was watching Charlemagne the God, and he was doing Donkey of the Day. I love his speech and delivery, but some of the stuff that he's saying, some of the points being made just had me looking at him a little side-eyed. One of the things that he was saying was that why would they kill Nipsey Hussle if this was about his documentary before the documentary was out? Well, it would make a lot of sense to do that, because if they did choose to still air that documentary, then they could tamper with the evidence. And he also was saying, knowing that there are millions or hundreds and hundreds of videos on YouTube about Dr. Sebi, but also hundreds and hundreds of videos about Dr. Sebi that is out still on YouTube that the government didn't tell to take off of YouTube. There are opposing videos equally that discredit Dr. Sebi for his work that goes along with those videos. So just as well as I can look at a Dr. Sebi video and all of the things that, he's done and the cures he's made, there are also videos that oppose the things that he's done. I just saw this guy that used his scalp treatment the other day and got cephalitis of the brain and like a real chronically dry scalp. And he blamed it on the Dr. Sebi products. So along with positive things, you can also find negative things. But let's go back to like the Tupac movie. When they were making that Tupac movie, Afeni Shakur had a hand in writing that movie. You know what I'm saying? She wrote that movie, but Afeni died before that movie was out, didn't she? So that gave way for anyone to add or take out truths or lies, into the movie before it was actually in the show box office for us to see. So it would make perfect sense to murder Nipsey Hussle before his documentary was out, for us to see. It could be tampered with. So I'm not gonna rule that out at all. I'm not gonna rule the fact that he was doing all of these good things for us. And just the what they say are conspiracies. I don't even want to say things are even conspiracies anymore because there's so many conspiracies that have came to light. But what they say could have happened to him on a conspiracy side, I'm not ruling that out just because of the things that I kind of observe. You know what I'm saying? I don't need anyone to tell me certain things. I observe them. It's easy. Like if I died right now, someone could go on this video and tamper with my video and make it seem like I'm saying things that I'm not even saying. So it will make perfect sense to kind of get rid of someone before their project came out. And that's the same thing that they did with Dr. Sebi. He was about to expose the fact that he had cures for AIDS and they killed him. He died in jail. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to give you a few things to think about. Being as though Nipsey Hussle passed away, he the death touched me. Like I don't really know him personally, but I feel his energy. I feel like he was such a good person that his impact on life impacted people that did not know him, but kind of vibrated on the same wavelength. Like we see exactly what you were doing. And I can go in a lot further with this video because I've been looking at pictures. I've been looking at certain photo shoots that was done before his passing. And they just looked a little cryptic and they just didn't look right. Now, you have to look at things through a bird's eye view. Not everything that you look at is going to give you the answers. You got to look a little deeper, peel off some layers, and use symbols. If you don't think that life doesn't have any kind of symbology to it, or that you have to look at it with a different perspective, then the whole time you could be driving around Washington, D.C., but when you take that bird's eye view, you will see the geometry in the roads that they took the time to build, which is a big symbol right there then in itself. If you spend cash all day and just think about the exchange from your hand to the next or vice versa, then you'll miss out on the fact when you look at that dollar bill, there are many symbols on that dollar bill, on the $5 bill, on the $10 bill, 20 and on up. There are symbols everywhere. So don't ever take anything at face value without doing your own breakdown. And just because people want to claim it or deem it as a conspiracy does not mean it does not have facts to it, because you can always prove someone wrong. And don't let anything go in vain. That's why I feel like all areas of, the possibilities of how Nipsey Hussle passed away should be looked at. All of this stuff is happening all at one time. First, Jason Peele with his Us movie comes out, and then it caused us to kind of step back and look at everything as a whole, as us looking at everything as a whole. Okay, and then this happens on March 31st, which is like, this is just a small inkling of us. Now, I feel like this is us because what Nipsey Hussle's role was to the world was that he was helping. He was helping to make the world a better place. And they took one of us away. Regardless of who they are, we will find out as the story, um, finishes unfolding. But I'm not going to stop at saying that Eric Holder was the shooter, or if he was, it was for the purposes of him just being jealous and outraged. Because he knows that shortly after his life is you know in danger as well. As soon as he pulled that trigger, I'm pretty sure his mental health or his rage did not, you know, factor out the fact that he just killed Nipsey Hussle, who is in a gang, who has hitters, who got shooters, who, where's he gonna go? Like, did he just disappear off the face of the earth? Like, who the fuck is this guy? For him to just be pulling power moves like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's calm down, everybody, and stop trying to be angry and upset at, people for what the media is trying to force feed us to believe. And have your own perspective, take, a step back and just look at everything for what it is. Take this story and match it to that story and this story. And you know, just don't put all your eggs in one basket in this one, guys. You know what I'm saying? I think it's time to kind of
Hey, we're rich. And we
best buds. I think it's time to pull out those third eyes. Now, I didn't want to make this into a conspiracy video, but I definitely wanted to share my opinion on this Nipsey Hussle situation. So I hope you enjoyed this video, best buds. I'll see you on the flip side. And there's only one way to go from here, and that is up. And until next time, best buds, I holla at you.